So that thing we call covering is a man that is set under authority. If you are set under authority and the authority that you are set under gives you an instruction, go to the international market and call all of the people you see there brood of vipers. Because you are set under authority, the consequence of your actions will come to the authority under whom you operate, not unto you. Do you understand that? So you will not bear the consequences of the actions you carry out under the authority. The consequences of your actions will be borne by the authority that has dispatched you. So the man says, I also am a man set under authority, having under me soldiers, and I say unto one, go, and he goeth, and unto another, come, and he cometh, and unto my servant, do this, and he doeth it. And when Jesus heard these things, he marveled at him. Why did he marvel? And turned about and said unto the people that followed him, I say unto you, I have not found so great faith, no, not in Israel. My friend, what is Jesus calling great faith? Answer me. What is Jesus calling great faith? Well, let me help. Jesus' definition of great faith was revealed in that man's ability to discern the mechanism by which spiritual things that are invisible to the eyes. The guy was able to see a system, a set of principles at work in the ministry of Jesus. I hope you know faith gives you the eyes to see things that are not visible. And this guy was able to see and understand. You know, faith has its own logic. And the logic that is behind your acts of faith is not a logic that is verifiable by your physical senses. But nonetheless, there is logic in faith. Can you see the logic that the man was unveiling? He said, I'm also a man under authority. I've seen you minister, and I know that you are not in charge. You bear witness of another. You carry the authority of another. I've seen your efforts, great efforts that you have put in place to find alignment with the one that has sent you. Speak the word only, and my servant shall be healed. Because I am a man under authority, I say unto this one, go, and he goeth. Unto the other one, come, and he cometh. So a man that is under authority has authority on his tongue. So you speak the word only, and my servant shall be healed. And Jesus said in the entire Israel, he never saw a man with this kind of faith. What was the understanding that the man really knew? It was on the subject of headship and covering. A man that is covered is set under authority. Is that clear? When you are set under a certain authority, your life becomes an expression of the will of that authority. It will interest you to know that in your family, for instance, you are not the eldest. All of you here, you are not the eldest. And whether you like it or not, there's a system of authority that has been established in that family. If you are going to get married in your family, it's not you that they will bring the lady to come on. There's somebody older than Evangelist Peter in his own family that will be the one that they will go to consult in order to get married to even your own younger sister. You see, the entire physical family structure is based on the principle of headship. The principle of headship can be a very terrific power when it is wielded in unrighteousness. And you need to know how to deal with it, because if you don't know how to deal with it, the consequences of the headship in your own family being wielded in an unrighteous fashion can ensnare your destiny. because God recognizes the principle of headship. I came with a list of things that Satan normally exploits in order to bring injury to the destinies of men. The first one is called headship. I've been a pastor for long, so I've had to pastor women that their husbands are unbelievers. Are you with me? Can you understand my position? I've had to pastor women that their husbands are unbelievers. Their husbands attend gatherings where they do ancestral venerations and pour libation to spirits. And this woman is trying to be a wife, and she doesn't believe in the priesthood that the husband is bringing, but the husband is the one that wields the scepter of headship. Oh, you are not with me. There's a very complex situation there that I want us to deal with. And most of us in this place, the one that sits in the capacity of head of your clan, head of your family, is likely to be an unbeliever. And just in case yours is a believer, God has helped you. The scepter of headship can be wielded in a most notorious way to bring injury to the destinies of men. Part of the reasons why this service is existing today is so that we can undo the entanglements that are befalling the destinies of men and women on the account of the scepter of headship that was wielded with a demonic force. Against your destiny. We went for a camp meeting, and a senior minister was preaching the gospel, and he said they were born into a diabolical family. The god that the father worshipped was one of the deities of the river. So when a child is born, they take the child before the deity, and the priest will offer sacrifices, and the spirit will come and bear witness. I say, okay, this one is going to stay by the altar. So when his elder brother was born, they took him to, I hope you know the authority that the father is using to do that is the authority called headship. So he brought this guy. That's the elder brother of this preacher, was brought to the oracle. When they brought him to the oracle, the spirit came and possessed the priest, and the priest said, this one will stay before the altar. So they separated him. He didn't go to primary school, didn't go to secondary school, didn't go to the university. He was separated straight to the altar. Began to learn the language of incantation, began to learn the language of divination, and started developing spiritual knowledge around that water deity. When they gave birth to him, they brought him to the shrine. Then the spirit possessed the priest, and the priest said, no, this one, allow this one to do anything that he feels like doing. That was why they allowed him. He went to primary school, went to secondary school. Somewhere along the line in secondary school, he gave his life to Christ. And the reason why the father did not fight him was because the oracle said, allow him do whatever he wants. He became a mighty preacher, but he knew that the headship that was in his family was against the kind of dedication that he had to God. Whether you like it or not, as modern as we try to make ourselves, there is something called the altar of your father's house. And I'm not saying this by terminology. I will show you from the Bible, and I will show you what that altar did to people. So this preacher, he had raised an altar for the Lord, but yes, there was an altar of darkness that was in his family. It is possible for you to gain some mileage when there is this darkness in your family, because the darkness feeds from the principle of headship system. If not, this system has the ability to limit you from becoming everything that God wants you to be. The thing about the matter here is that the headship is legitimate. Headship is not from the devil. Headship was instituted by God. Just like marriage is not from the devil. Marriage was instituted by God. It's God's idea, not man's idea. So God himself recognizes headship. But headship can be wielded in a fashion that it becomes an object of injury. How do you survive in such cases?